God, I'll be honest with you. AC/DC has been a big influence on me. They're just I mean, I think if you're in a rock band, I don't know that many guys who are in rock bands who have been influenced by AC/DC. Awesome. It sounds exactly like AC/DC. How crazy is that? What about that? Shot Down in Flames. Classic. Classic. I remember when that album first came out, I was only about 28, and that came out, and I was like, I'm learning that. Doing the little lead lick in between the rhythm, killer. Angus was great, and Malcolm's one of the most underrated guitar players in the world. You don't ever hear people go, dude, Malcolm. I'm saying it right now. Of course, you can talk to Scotty Ian about that. He's got a tattoo of both those guys on his arms, Malcolm and Angus. It's crazy. You know, Van Halen was an influence on everybody, not just his tone and his playing, but also the clothes he wore and his layered haircut. I mean, I always tried to get my hair kind of layered like his, and never seemed to quite match the layer. His layers, because he could jump all over the stage, and his hair always landed perfect because of the layers, you know. And this thing they duplicated the exact tone of Van Halen right when his hair was at its peak. So good. God, I wish I could play that. It's too hard for me. But you know, you can practice with the proper 80 Van Halen tone. Really, the test is anytime you plug into an amp, I think anybody who's really a rocker just plugs in and goes like this. You go, yeah, it's a good amp. It sounds good. It sounds good with that riff. You're gonna get laid, pretty much. Anybody who plays guitar is gonna. I mean, some of the first things you learn are. First thing I learned before I ever learned anything else, that was it. And when Van Halen 1 came out, I was 32. And I don't even think I learned, but I went on to the rhythm stuff, obviously, because you realize that is only going to get you, that's going to get a bunch of dudes standing around you, looking at you. But if you want to get girls, then you go back to, you know, and the girls will come over. And hopefully they'll get in front of the guys, because, you know, otherwise you're going to be backstage talking about what gauge your guitar pick is, and, you know, if you boil your strings or just replace them. It's a very boring conversation, and then the bass player will be getting all the girls. Horrible. Very, very key. If you got a practice amp, if you got an amp this size, you do a pick scratch, usually you're not gonna get that same kind of balls. It's not any fun. It's not any fun to do it if it doesn't sound bitchin', but it sounds bitchin' through this amp. Watch. I could probably get laid just doing that, which is rad. Not right now because there's some girls in here. But my tone has always been the same, you know, and it's not always the same. I change it when I change the little knob on the amp, and then my tone changes. When I say it's always been the same, for the last couple minutes, I've had it on the CC DeVille tone. But it's gonna change, like, the more things change, the more they stay the same. The song remains the same, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna change as soon as I turn this little knob. I don't know where it's gonna go from here. God, it's inspiring. You know, Death Hall, you know, if you YouTube this, I've already done lessons on that. Great riff, you know. But a lot of kids actually want to know about the solo in Gold Diggin' Whore. Gold Diggin' Whore is a great song. Yeah, I know. You know who wrote that song? This guy. And it was on one of these babies. Well, not this one, because this is a brand new one. But something just like it that's a different color. And, you know, the solo in Gold Diggin' Whore, for instance, a lot of string skipping, well, not string skipping, but like crazy arpeggiated. Crazy lick right there. A lot of kids don't know what I'm doing. And kids go, slow it down for me so I can learn that. And I can't play it slow. I'm not good enough. But you know what? I will try it right now for you. Watch. See, the cool thing about this solo is it's melodic and you can remember. I like that little part right there. And then this part, which is just basically two stringers, fingers. I knew I shouldn't have done that tequila shot before I started doing this. 2 fingers per string. Watch closely. That's a long stretch. I have very tiny hands and feet. Ask a lot of the girls. They notice that kind of thing first. And it's basically like a whole fourth. Learn your music theory, okay? It's a whole fourth stretch. Watch. Wow. A guy with tiny hands like this I can barely pull this off. And I'm doing it slow for you. And then pretty neat though. Notice my face is always bitching when I'm doing this kind of shit. I said shit. Can I say shit on there? Sure I can. Your parents don't even know you're watching this. So when I do this, even when I'm doing an instructional type thing like right now, when I do this, my face is always doing cool guitar faces. Because when you play in a band, and you get used to that. I can't play without making faces. And the vibrato is always awesome. Even when there's no girls, and there's not even a girl in here, I still do cool vibrato. And then so I do a chromatic thing. totally awesome. It's just cool, kids.